everyone, welcome to my channel, Notes from the Sewing Room. My name's Becky. Thanks for joining me today. My channel is all about sewing, so if that's something that does interest you, then please do keep on watching and consider it giving me a thumbs up. And if you have subscribed to my channel already, thank you very much. But if you haven't, then please do consider subscribing. So today's video is all about what I made during the month of September. So I've got 4 different pieces to show you today. I've got things that I've made for myself and one thing that I've also made for my little boy who is 1. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with you what I've made. So let's get to it. The first thing that I wanted to share with you today is actually the top that I'm wearing. So if I just slip off my cardigan, for those of you who are interested, the cardigan actually that I'm wearing is a pattern that I tested out for my handmade wardrobes pattern sometime last year actually. I don't think it's actually been released yet, but I did try and find out a little bit more about that. So when I do, I shall let you know a little bit more, but it's a lovely, lovely pattern. I think it's called the Cozy Cardigan pattern. It's super warm and I'm hoping to make another one soon. But let me just slip this off so I can show you what I have made. So this is the Sagebrush top by Friday Pattern Company. I've made a few of these before, but this one is a little bit different. So this is actually made in a rayon fabric that I bought from Sew Wardrobe. I've had this fabric quite a while in my fabric stash, but you know when something's sitting there and you think, I've really got to use that soon, I've really got to use it soon, but I'm kind of waiting for the perfect project to come in. So but I kind of just rediscovered the fabric and thought, yes, I've got to get on with that and make it into a couple of different things. So this is one of the things that I have made. So I'm just going to move a little bit closer to the camera so you can see the lovely print on it. So it's got some lovely bird designs all over it, which I think are really, really nice. Obviously I've gone for the gathered sleeves. So we've got gathering into the top of the shoulder, and then we've got an elasticated cuff area, which is obviously creates a kind of gather around the bottom of the sleeve there as well. This time I decided to leave off the gathered ruffle that goes across the front there. So I literally just did this little bit of a gathering to go into the section at the top of the top there. I can't remember what that's called. The yoke. Yes. But I think that's really nice, and it makes it a little bit different from the other versions of this pattern that I've made before. So yeah, I really, really like it. I made this in a size small, but the other detail that I changed actually was I didn't, because of the amount of fabric that I had, I didn't have enough to do the bias binding around the neckline there. So literally I overlocked it and turned it over a couple of times and then top stitched it around. And then as something a little bit different on the back of the top, rather than finishing it with a nice little tie like it's supposed to have in the pattern, I actually just added on a little loop made out of the same fabric and then sewed on a button. So I'm just going to turn around so hopefully you can see that there. So yeah, I've just added on that button there, which I think looks quite nice. So yeah, I really like this. I've worn it a couple of times since I've made it, and yeah, I think it's really nice. Today I'm wearing it with my bobby skirt from Tilly and the Buttons, so I think it looks nice tucked in actually. So but yeah, so this is the first make that I wanted to share with you. If you haven't tried this pattern already, I definitely recommend it. It's just a lovely sew. It's got some lovely details involved. I particularly like the sleeves, and I like how it's finished with that elastic section at the bottom there. And I like how you can add on the ruffle at the front or you can leave it off. So yeah, obviously entirely up to you, personal preference and all of that. But you know, you can make it different each time if you want to do that. I'm actually going to have a go at extending the sleeves, I think, next time, so that I create a long sleeve version. So watch this space and hopefully I can share that with you at some point soon. For everything that I'm showing you today, I will try and put in either some pictures or I will put in a little bit of video footage of me actually wearing the different garments, just so that you can see what they look like on, because I know I can kind of hold them up and show you, but sometimes it's quite nice to actually see what they look like actually on me. And today I'm sitting out in my kind of, well, I call it my summer house, which sounds quite grand, but basically it's a detached conservatory from the house, and it's actually quite cold in here today, so I don't really want to be getting changed lots of times. So I'm just going to put in some footage to the side so you can actually see what I look like in the different things that I'm showing you. I will of course put all the description down below of the different patterns and the fabrics and whatnot that I'm mentioning in the video as well if you're interested. The next thing that I wanted to share with you today is a pattern by Forget Me Not Patterns, and it's a PDF called the Ella skirt. So I bought this pattern a little while ago and I've been really excited about testing it out, and I've actually made it in exactly the same fabric as my top, which I thought was quite nice because it means I can wear them either together or I can wear them separately. So I'm just going to hold this up, but like I said, I am going to put in a little bit of video footage so you can see what it looks like on. I will show you also what it looks like wearing it with this top and with another top as well, hopefully. So yeah, so this is it. So as you can see, it's got this tiered detail at the bottom, which creates a sort of ruffle. It's got a high-low hem, which is a little bit different for me because I don't think I've got anything else in my wardrobe that has actually got that high-low hem effect. It's finished at the back with an invisible zipper. So that works quite nicely. It's got a really simple waistband to the top there. And it came together fairly easily. It's gathered just slightly into the waistband at the top, and then there's quite a lot of gathering to actually add on the tier at the bottom. Now this skirt is available in 3 different lengths. You've got the one that's slightly above the knee, on the knee, and then more of a midi length as well. I decided to cut out the knee length one, basically because this pattern is designed for someone who is 5'6". I'm actually 5'10", so obviously there's a little bit of a difference there. So actually, the version that is supposed to be knee length on me is actually more, you know, it's a little bit shorter than I think it's supposed to be designed to be, but that actually works out great for me because that's the length that I wanted it to be. I hope that makes sense. I was kind of rambling a little bit there, but it's a lovely pattern. Now I would say that I think the waistband came up a little bit big. So I decided to cut between 2 different sizes for this pattern. The pattern is available in sizes 28 through to 48. And I cut between, just checking my notes here, between the size 34 and the size 36. So in terms of the body measurements, that's supposed to be a waist of 27.5 inches to 29.5 inches. Now my waist is 28 inches. So I thought cutting between the 2 sizes should be absolutely fine. However, it was just massive for me personally. So I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if I cut the waistband out incorrectly. Maybe I did. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. So I ended up doing quite a lot of tinkering around in the end to actually make sure that it actually fitted me. So it's supposed to sit on the natural waist. So I think perhaps next time, it's basically just one pattern piece that goes all the way around. So, you know, there's no shaping in it or anything like that. It's just a long rectangle that literally folds around your body to create the waistband. And I think perhaps I need something that's a little bit more shaped, or it's got a little bit more shape to it. So I think what I'll do next time I make this skirt is actually just to use a waistband from a pattern that I've made before, maybe the grey skirt by Simple Sew Patterns. I really like that waistband, it fits me nicely. And then I'll probably just add on, you know, the skirt to that instead. I don't know. I mean, I could continue to tinker around with this waistband and, you know, get this pattern piece to work for me, I suppose, but you know, when it's just not quite right, it's just not quite right, is it sometimes? And life's too short to probably just tinker around too much. So I'm pleased I managed to save this skirt anyway, and I can now wear it. I think it would be nice with some cozy tights for winter, and it'll also be nice in summer because of that nice lightweight drapey fabric that it's made in. So yeah, really happy with that one, and I would recommend trying the Forget Me Not Patterns Ella skirt if you fancy it in the future. I'm back after some technical problems that I was having the other day. I'm now back here to finish my video, so that's why I've got the change of clothes, and also you'll hear that I'm losing my voice a little bit. I've had a bit of a coldy thing over the last couple of days, which is a bit rubbish, but hopefully I'm on the other side of it now. So the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about was something that I've made for William, and that is this really cute, if I just turn it around the right way, Avery jumpsuit, or Avery romper should I say, and that is by Pattern Paper Scissors. So we'll put in a little picture of what the cover looks like. So that's actually available in sizes 0 through to 24, so newborn through to 24 months. And I've actually made this in the 6 to 12 month size. And I would say that I have actually extended the leg length by 2 inches on each side. Oh, my Labrador Bentley's just trying to get on the sofa with me here, excuse me. So I've extended the leg length on each of the legs, obviously, by 2 inches, just because William's got quite long legs, but I found that the body part of it was still absolutely fine, so I felt that I didn't actually need to go up to the next size at this stage. Now, I've made this little project out of this lovely, if I just hold that up there, rocket themed cotton jersey fabric. So I was actually given that fabric by Minerva in exchange for a review on their website. So that will be coming to the Minerva website soon, so you can check that out if you'd like to. But in the meantime, I will put in a picture or two of William actually wearing the romper so that you can see him crawling about in it, etc. Now, I really like this little romper suit for a few reasons, really. It's great for nappy changing because all you have to do is pull it on and off over the feet, so there's no extra poppers or fastenings or zips or anything extra that's complicated. And also I think that William really enjoys wearing it because he can crawl around in it. It's just so comfortable, it being made of a cotton jersey. I think the romper fabric is ideal to be, the romper pattern is ideal to be made in a cotton jersey type fabric. I think that's probably the right weight fabric, so kind of medium weight jersey fabric. I think anything too light and it's not going to hold the structure too well, and too heavy and it's going to be, you know, too constricting perhaps when the babies are crawling around and walking around and that sort of thing. This pattern, I think according to the pattern pack, it does say it's suitable for intermediate sewers. However, I think if you've made a few things before, you'd be absolutely fine with this as long as you just take your time and follow the instructions. The most complicated bit is actually doing the straps, kind of adding on the top stitching and stitching in the straps and that sort of thing. But it's not complicated at all. You just have to take your time, and it's such a quick little project overall. I really like it, and I'm sure that I'll make more versions of it. So yeah, that's something I would definitely recommend to you. So the final thing that I wanted to share with you today is actually a dress that I've made to go to Goodwood Revival Festival that I went to back in September. And it's basically a car racing festival if you're unfamiliar with it, but it's got a vintage feel, so you were really encouraged to dress up in some kind of vintage attire from you know, whichever era you prefer. So I decided to go for a kind of 50s, 60s type of vibe with my dress, and I actually used as a basis this the bodice from this ready-to-wear party dress by my handmade wardrobe pattern. So it's just this bodice here. So if I just turn that around, there's actually two different versions you can make in this pattern pack. So there's more of the flary skirt, and then there's the tighter skirt there as well, which has got the wraparound front detail. So I actually bought a vintage dress, so I will actually put in a picture of what the dress looked like beforehand, because I'd looked around online for ages to find the perfect vintagey type fabric. But I'll be honest, I couldn't really find any. And in a previous video, I did share some black and white kind of checked fabric that I'd seen at Minerva that I thought, oh yeah, I might get that. But on reflection, I thought, do you know what? It's just not really what I'm going for. So instead, I decided to visit a local vintage shop and just have a look for kind of inspiration. And I managed to pick up a dress that was yellow, floral print, and I really liked it. And I just thought, why not upcycle it to become my perfect vintage outfit to wear for the festival? So that's what I decided to do. So I've got the actual finished upcycled version here, and I will put in some video footage also of me wearing the dress so that you can see what it looks like on. But I'm really hoping that I can wear this dress again for another occasion, whether that's, you know, a vintage event or something different. I'm thinking perhaps I could still dress it up for a night out if I ever go on a night out, or you know, some other kind of occasion, maybe a birthday party or something else in the future. So this is the dress. I absolutely love the print on it. It's really bold. It's got this gorgeous bias binding detail down the centre front here, which is actually from the original garment. So I decided to keep that in there. So I basically cut the original bodice to the measurements from the bodice from this handmade wardrobe pattern. And I would say actually that I don't think that the fabric included in this dress, apologies, my phone's beeping in the background, so apologies about that. This fabric has zero stretch, so I think that the pattern would probably be more suited to something that does have a little bit more stretch to it. So because of that, I did actually end up adding on a little bit of fabric in the centre back seam, just to try and make sure that it fitted me basically. But I reused the outer fabric and also the inner fabric, which is this plain yellow lining. So yeah, so that's the front of the dress there. It's got a gathered skirt. So the gathered skirt is just something that I added on. So that wasn't included in my handmade wardrobe pattern, but obviously really easy to do, just adding on a plain gathered skirt. And then it's got that gorgeous scooped back detailing there. And then I used just an invisible zip that I already had in my stash, rather than using the original zip. I was going to use the original zip from the original project, but it was taking quite a long time to unpick it all and everything, and I'd already done loads of unpicking with the bodice and also the skirt panels and everything like that, and I really had hardly any fabric left over in the end. But I was so proud that I managed to upcycle this dress to wear for Goodwood, and I felt really nice in it as well when I was there. So if you're new to upcycling, or you fancy giving it a go in the future, I would definitely recommend it. I think I actually enjoy upcycling projects sometimes more than I enjoy a straightforward sewing project, and I think that's because there's so much creativity involved in an upcycling project, because you really have to think outside the box in the way that you use the fabric, and the way that you cut the fabric and unpick the original projects if you're going to do that. And I just love the whole process of it, so I really enjoyed making this dress, and consequently I enjoyed wearing it as well. And I did actually have a few compliments on wearing my dress when I was there, which is always really, really nice. So yeah, they're the things that I wanted to share with you in this week's video. So apologies for the delay. Basically, I had some technical problems last week, which meant that I couldn't upload my video. It was really annoying, but never mind, these things happen, don't they? And then I've obviously been losing my voice as well, so that's not great with this kind of viral thing that I've had. But hopefully we are on the up now, and I'll be back on the channel with more videos to come, and hopefully I won't have any more technical problems and that kind of thing. But I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. If you have, I would love it if you could press that like button, because that encourages YouTube to share my video with other like-minded people who enjoy sewing or who are interested in sewing. Also, feel free to leave me any comments below if you would like to. I love to chat to you in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're working on at the moment, if you enjoy upcycling, or if you've tried any of the other projects that I've mentioned in this video today. That would also be great. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed already, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you could consider doing that. But until next time, I'll leave it there and say thank you so much for being with me today. I've really enjoyed it, so I hope you have as well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.